The Tennessee sun, a relentless hammer against the back of a sweltering summer, beat down on McNairy County in 1967. The air hung thick, heavy with the scent of honeysuckle and a simmering tension that had become as familiar as the cicada's incessant drone. This was Buford Pusser's territory, a place where law and order meant a single, imposing figure wielding a big stick and a reputation for getting things done. Pusser was the sheriff, a legend in the making, already whispered about in hushed tones as the man who walked tall and took no guff from anyone, especially the mob. But beneath the veneer of justice, beneath the glare of the flashing blue lights, a darkness was about to surface, a secret that would forever stain the legend, a secret that suggested the man the people idolized was capable of unimaginable cruelty. The core of the unfolding tragedy involved two individuals, Buford Pusser and his wife, Pauline. To understand the weight of the allegations, one must first understand Buford Pusser, the man who embodied the very essence of frontier justice. Pusser was a force of nature. He stood over 6 feet tall, a bear of a man with a granite jaw and eyes that could strip the bravado from the toughest criminal. He was a wrestler, a former Marine, and a man consumed by a fierce sense of right and wrong. He had come to McNairy County, his hometown, determined to clean it up. The county was riddled with corruption, bootlegging, gambling, and a pervasive sense of lawlessness that the local authorities seemed powerless or unwilling to address. Pusser, however, was different. He was a one-man wrecking crew, a whirlwind of righteous fury that quickly earned him both the admiration of the law-abiding citizens and the wrath of the criminal underworld. His imposing physique, often clad in his signature sheriff's uniform, made him a formidable presence in the dusty streets of Selmer, the county seat, and in the clandestine backrooms where illegal operations thrived. Pauline Pusser, his wife, was the bedrock upon which his life was built. While the world saw Buford as a towering figure of law and order, Pauline was the quiet strength behind him. She was a teacher, a gentle woman who provided the stability and normalcy that Buford, with his volatile lifestyle, desperately needed. She was the mother of their children, Dwana and Michael, the heart of the Pusser family. Theirs was a love story that had started in high school, a bond tested by the harsh realities of Buford's chosen profession and now threatened by the terrible secret about to be revealed. Pauline, with her kind eyes and patient demeanor, was the calming influence on Buford's tempestuous spirit. She often worried about the dangers he faced, the constant threats that hung in the air like the humid summer haze. She was the anchor that kept him grounded, the embodiment of the peaceful life he fought to protect for his family and his community. The rural landscape of McNairy County, with its rolling hills, dense forests, and winding country roads, provided a stark backdrop to the simmering conflict. It was a place where long-held grudges could fester and where the law was often a distant concept. The Mississippi River, a powerful artery of commerce and clandestine activity, bordered the county, further fueling the underground economy that Pusser was determined to dismantle. The air itself seemed to hold its breath, heavy with anticipation, as Pusser's relentless pursuit of justice escalated. His methods, while effective, were often brutal and uncompromising, earning him both accolades and enemies in equal measure. The events of August 12, 1967, are etched into the annals of McNairy County history. It began like any other day. Buford, as usual, was at war with the criminal elements that plagued the area. His efforts had made him a target. Threats had been made, warnings issued. The unspoken fear was palpable. That evening, Buford and Pauline were driving home from a dinner at a local restaurant. As they approached a dark stretch of road, near the Tennessee-Mississippi state line, a hail of gunfire erupted. Bullets tore through the car. Pauline was killed instantly. Buford, despite being shot multiple times, survived. The scene was one of chaos and heartbreak. The shattered glass of the car windows glittered like fallen stars under the harsh glare of headlights, a stark testament to the violence that had shattered their lives. Pusser's survival was seen by many as a testament to his indomitable will, a fact that only solidified his legend as a survivor. However, the single-sentence Reddit post casts a long and chilling shadow over this narrative. It suggests that the accepted truth might not be the whole truth, that the carefully constructed image of the heroic the claim, repeated in the Reddit post, that investigators have evidence to prove Buford Pusser murdered Pauline in 1967 shatters the myth, demanding a reevaluation of everything we thought we knew. This revelation, if true, would fundamentally alter the perception of a man who had become a symbol of hope and defiance for many. The implications are staggering, suggesting a darkness within the lawman that was previously unimaginable. The ripple effect of such an allegation would be immense. It would not only shatter the image of Buford Pusser, the man who walked tall, it would also shake the foundations of the community. It would force a reevaluation of his entire career, his motivations, and his methods. It would call into question the very essence of law and order in McNairy County. The heroes people have come to love would have been revealed as something else entirely. The legacy of Walking Tall, the book and subsequent films that immortalized Pusser's exploits, would be cast in a disturbing new light, forcing audiences to confront the possibility that the heroic narrative was built on a foundation of profound deception and unspeakable acts. The emotional impact of this revelation would be profound. Families of the victims, if any are involved, would have to confront the fact that the man they admired might have been a cold-blooded killer. The community would be forced to grapple with the betrayal of a figure they believed had stood for truth and justice. The very memory of Pauline Pusser, a tragic victim in the original narrative, would be recontextualized, her death not a random act of violence against a beloved figure, but perhaps a consequence of internal turmoil and dark impulses within her own husband. The grief and trauma that likely lingered would be amplified by this new, horrifying possibility. The impact of the Reddit post, regardless of its current status, is undeniable. It has planted a seed of doubt, a suggestion that the legend of Buford Pusser might be a carefully constructed facade. The mere whisper of such an allegation forces us to consider the fragility of truth, the potential for good and evil to coexist within a single person. The story of Buford Pusser is a complex one. He was a man who fought for his community, a man who believed in justice, but also a man who was accused of a heinous crime. The question of whether he murdered his wife will hang in the air, a haunting echo of the past, demanding to be answered. The truth, if it ever comes to light, may forever change the way we view the legend of Walking Tall. The truth, as it always does, would likely have a profound impact, not only on the story of Buford Pusser and Pauline, but also on the very essence of justice in McNairy County. It would also force a necessary conversation about the complexities of human nature, the potential for darkness to lurk within even the most heroic figures. The story of Buford Pusser is a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the most carefully constructed legends can be shattered, and that the truth, no matter how difficult, must always be pursued. The Tennessee sun, once again, sets, casting long shadows across the land, promising no easy answers, only a legacy of mystery and doubt, a testament to the enduring power of secrets and the relentless pursuit of justice, even when that pursuit leads to the darkest corners of human experience.